Okay, so I decided to film this step just to make it easier because there's a bunch of pieces and I want to make sure that you can stop it and listen to each piece one at a time so you know the last couple steps of your Bitmoji room. So at this point, you should have your room. You should have something to sit on. You should have a light. You should have 10 decorative items. So that's a total of 12 different items in your room. You should have 8 of those items linked to interactive related game-like sites. So actual sites where I can click and do things, not an activity where I'm just reading and not an activity where I have to cut out or make a craft. They are 8 interactive activities. So the last couple steps, the first of them is to add yourself to the room. So if you come into the Bitmoji folder, there is a link for your character. Go ahead and click on it. It will take you to the Pixton website. Okay. It's going to ask you to sign in with Google to join your class. I'm going to use this one. I thought I had, let me click that again. Okay, so joining the class, you're going to click on Make My Avatar. Choose what you want. Make it look like yourself. Work all the way through the features. Okay, all of them are here. So on and so forth. Blonde hair. Okay, I'm just doing this really quickly because this is not my real one. I have my own character. I don't like that. Okay, pick your outfit. Okay, and finally, your pose. Okay, once you get to pose, you're going to hit the forward arrow one more time. You're going to download the full body option. So full body. Okay, it'll show that you downloaded it on your Chromebook. Say done. That's your character. So now you're going to come over into your Bitmoji room. Go up to the images item. Upload from computer. It should be either in your recents or your downloads. Recents usually. Or you can check your downloads. It could be there. Okay. Most likely it's in your recents. Mine always takes a while to load. There we go. There's my character. And I'm going to shrink her enough to make her look like she belongs. Okay, she's probably that height. Okay, and place her in the room. The next thing I'm going to do is link her to my email address, my Shippensburg email address, your school email address. So you're going to click on her, Control K. And this time you're going to type in your email address, okay? If you have to copy and paste it from an email, you can if you don't know it. But it's your first 3. It's how you log into your Chromebook at the shipk12.org, okay? Then hit apply. So you're going to put yours. Mine's a little different than yours. Yours has your year, etc. It's up on the wall, okay? So now if I click on her, I can send an email, okay? So that is adding my character. Step 2 is adding 5 drop shadows so that the objects look like they're in the room. So one of the objects I'm going to add a shadow to is because if I was standing there, I think I would cast a shadow on the wall. So with my person highlighted, just like she is, come up to your toolbar. I'm going to click on Format Options. Come down here to the Drop Shadow feature. Okay. Click the check mark. Come down here. I don't want to change the color. Okay. It needs to be black. I can change the distance for one. I need to change distance because we need to see the shadow. I probably want to change the angle because right now it's looking like the shadow is being cast on the floor and it would probably be cast on the back wall. So I'm going to change the angle and play around with that. Okay, and then I can decrease the distance if I like. You can blur it to make it look softer. You can make it a little more opaque to make it look softer. And I can see that kind of looks realistic on the wall. Okay, one more time. Click on the item. Okay, I'm going to come up to the toolbar, Format Options. I'm going to come to the check box next to Drop Shadow. I'm going to play around with the angle. Okay, and I can play with the distance. There we go. Okay, that kind of looks good to me. There you go. I like that. If I want more, I can add more so that it looks like that. Okay, play around so it looks natural, but you can still see it. Okay, that's the object, is that you want it to look natural. You don't want a giant black shadow 5 feet away from your character, but you do want to be able to see the shadow is there so that Ms. Watts knows you added it. Okay, so 5 items need to have shadows. Okay, and then finally, you're going to make an extra slide in your presentation. So you're going to click on New Slide. So you can either do that by coming over here and 2-finger clicking and saying New Slide, or Control M. And this slide is going to be called kind of like my lists. I guess you could call it lists. Okay. And you're going to make 2 lists. So I'm going to make 2 text boxes. It's the easiest way to do it. This one is going to be called linked items. And you're going to list for me using the numbered list so that they're numbered for Ms. Watts, not bullets, numbered, what items you linked to something. So for me, like the fish tank, it has a link on it. My mirror has a link on it. So you're going to have a list of 8 items that you linked so that Ms. Watts knows when she's grading your project which items she needs to click on to see what you did. So that's list 1. The 8 items you linked will be one list. Then I'm going to make a second text box on the other half of the slide. Okay. And on this one, I'm going to write the 5 items that have shadows. Okay. 5 items that have shadows. You do not have to put your avatar in the linked items. I know that the avatar should be linked to your email. So these are shadowed items, the ones that I've added the shadow to. For in my case, Ms. Watts is going to come into the text box, going to make that numbered list again. Her avatar has a shadow, and right now her light or her chandelier, okay, has a shadow. And then I would have 2 more so that I have 5 items that are linked. Not linked, I'm shadowed. Okay, so the third slide you're going to make in your presentation is going to be a slide that has 2 lists of the items you linked and the items you shadowed so that Ms. Watts, when she grades it, has an easier time. And then I was thinking something you could do for fun if you wanted to add something fun is you could come in and see if you could animate something. So if I move my little character, I could take my little guy. I was going to see if he could move when you click on him. He could fly to the I was going to say he could fly to the right. If you clicked on him, play. I just thought it would be fun to see what happens if he did that. But I guess you can't have it do it on the click because he's one of my linked objects. So cancel that. Don't animate anything. Just do The three things I mentioned. You're adding your avatar. You are adding 5 drop shadows, linking your avatar to your email, and creating that extra slide that has your 2 lists of items you linked and items you shadowed. And then you'll be able to click the submit button in Schoology and turn it in.